at 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
We begin with news from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Right now, it's asking for help finding those two girls that you see on your screen. They were last seen in Far East Bexar County. You have there 10-year-old Paige Quintero and 12-year-old Autumn Juarez. They were last seen last night around 6 o'clock in Atkins in the 3000 block of Rackowitz. So anybody with information on where these two girls are asked to call the Sheriff's Office. That number right there on your screen, it's 210-335-6000. You can also email the Missing Persons Unit at missingpersons@bear.org.
Let's go to Sky 12 now. It is a first for the UTSA Roadrunners playing in the Conference USA Championship with home field advantage right here in the Alamo City. Sky 12 over the Alamo Dome, where fans have been tailgating all day long. It's been a party out there. Kickoff is right around the corner. The Roadrunners against the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. We're keeping you updated on the spirit out here, as well as the score coming up.
In other news tonight, a city councilman wants San Antonio to adopt a formal cite and release program for small amounts of marijuana possession. Councilman Manny Pelaez submitted a council reconsideration request, or CCR, on that very issue back on Tuesday.
San Antonio police are already using cite and release for a number of misdemeanor offenses, including small amounts of marijuana. But the District 8 councilman says that he wants to have a public discussion on this and get input from a variety of people and organizations. Our Garrett Berger tells us that a group of activists see Pelaez's request as an attempt to block wider action.
Since 2019, San Antonio police have taken part in a cite and release program in conjunction with the district attorney's office. But District 8 Councilman Manny Pelaez says it's just a pilot.
We're hearing community groups agitating for it to finally become something more formal. Heard them loud and clear.
Though the current program includes most of the eligible misdemeanor offenses in state law, except graffiti, Pelaez is only focusing on pot possession, which he calls low-hanging fruit. It's not the right time, he says, to include offenses like criminal mischief or theft from businesses.
I'm not going to be the city council member who tells the restaurant industry or the convenience store industry that we're going to make it easier or less severe for someone to come and take something as opposed to paying for it.
That partial approach not sitting well with some.
What Councilman Pelaez has brought forth is really a hollow, watered-down policy.
Ananda Thomas says the SA Stands Coalition has been pushing for an ordinance that covers cite and release for all eligible offenses, not just pot. And she says the group met with Pelaez the day before he filed this request, which they see as a calculated move to undercut their work.
We did know that he was really only supportive of marijuana-only offenses, but it was very backhanded, and we felt like shady for him to not let us know that this was something his office had been working on.
The councilman, though, says he only decided to make his request after that meeting.
Nothing to stop them from coming and talking to us and convincing City Council to add more to my proposal.
The coalition said they've been working on their own CCR with District 2 Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez, who says they're looking at options.
We're going to look at what's best. If that means filing a new CCR, a separate one, we'll do that. But I think we can do something with this.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
One man now in custody after a 12-hour standoff at a home on the southwest side. And all of it began when officers found that man's roommate's body. That standoff taking place at the 6200 block of Bright Valley. Someone had called police to tell them that a woman who had lived there had been seriously hurt by a man in the house. And when police got to that place, they saw a man through a window trying to cut himself with a box cutter. Police then learned that the man's roommate's body had been found in a vehicle in Kirby. And at about noon, officers went into the home, took the man into custody, but neither the victim nor the suspect have been identified. Charges against the suspect, however, are pending the outcome of the investigation.
A woman was hit and killed by a van last night, and at first, the driver didn't realize what had happened. Around 9:15 last night, San Antonio police say the woman was hit near the intersection of Castroville Road and Balboa Avenue. Officers say the woman was trying to cross the street when this happened. The driver of the van initially kept on going because she didn't realize that she had hit someone, but she did go back and call for help. The victim died there at the scene. SAPD says the driver is not expected to face any charges.
A former constable with Bexar County accused of corruption is going to have to wait longer to learn her fate. Michelle Barrientos Vela was supposed to go on trial on Monday, but now that's been pushed to Monday, January 31st. Barrientos Vela has been indicted on 2 felony counts of record tampering, and she's also facing 3 misdemeanor charges.
San Antonio police hoping for some help catching up to a couple of suspects in connection with a robbery at a Best Buy on the far northwest side. Investigators say that these 2 men walked into a store in the Alamo Ranch area back on October 3rd. They were accused of grabbing some electronics from a sales display and then heading on out the door. When a loss prevention officer confronted them, officers say the 2 suspects threatened to hurt him if he tried to stop them. That threat made that robbery instead a simple theft. Information that leads to the suspect's arrest could be worth up to $5,000 from Crime Stoppers. Call 210-224-STOP.
A popular Toyota truck is getting a brand new look. The company's manufacturing facility just off of Lone Star Pass unveiled the new Tundra. Our Stephen Cavazos was there, and he's going to show us why this is such a big deal.
And assembled right here in San Antonio, Texas.
The toughest, most capable, and most advanced. That's how Toyota President Kevin Vogel describes the newest Tundra, which was unveiled today at the manufacturing facility on the city's south side.
These trucks, which are leading the world on our roadways throughout the country and really throughout the world, is exciting, and we want to celebrate that. 2,000
plus employees celebrated the accomplishment alongside special guests like Governor Greg Abbott, Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff, and Mayor Ron Nierenberg.
This is San Antonio hands making San Antonio trucks.
It's also the first ever major model change for the Southside plant, but planning started back in 2019. That's when Toyota Texas announced an investment of $391 million to help prepare for production. That investment helped expand the facility by 141,000 linear feet, equal to 470 football fields, which helped make space to bring the new Tundra to life.
We have to work with suppliers, with designers. It's a lot of teamwork goes into it, and I'm very proud to be a part of this team.
Monica Trevino is a quality engineer with Toyota, and she says it's a huge accomplishment to see the team's hard work become a reality.
To see a truck that you know you had a hand in building is an amazing feeling, and you feel a sense of pride to say I was a part of that.
Now, TMMTX also announced a donation of $650,000 to 8 of their community partners. That includes the San Antonio Food Bank, VIA, as well as 6 school districts here on the city's south side. For more on this story, just search for it on KSAT.com. Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News.
Happening right now, the UTSA Roadrunners hoping to cap off the best season in the history of that football program with a Conference USA championship. For a lot of Roadrunners, today's a holiday. No work, all play as they cheer on the team, getting ready to face Western Kentucky at the Alamo Dome right about now. Alicia Barrera was at the Alamo Dome as the fans warmed up ahead of kickoff.
The fans are really kicking it up a notch when it comes to school pride. The goal today is to pack the dome, and the only rule is to get rowdy.
UTSA moving up. We're enjoying it.
We're looking to win a championship today. Everybody's out here getting hyped, getting rowdy.
UTSA! UTSA! What's up, baby?
Got some fajitas. We're trying to cook up a victory for tonight.
We've been here since day one. It's taken us several years to come to where we've gotten to, but yeah, it's a long way from chips and dips, out of our car.
When they make a first down, it's beep, beep, first down.
Birds up.
I think a lot of people didn't expect this. We got behind the team, and we're going to stay behind the team, and we're going to win today.
Got some nachos right here. Got the ground beef for the nachos. Nice and hot for you. Pour that all over there. And then you got the cheese machine, the infamous cheese machine. Look at that nice, hot, steamy cheese coming off of there. I'm a nacho lover myself, naturally. We'd always buy the cans of cheese, and I thought I'd invest in something a little bit better, something that made sense, something to keep the cheese warm. And to be honest with you, it's not as messy as some of the other stuff. Believe it or not, I have no ties to the university whatsoever. I just love football, and that's how all this got started. So, birds up, go UTSA.
Tailgate galore. We've got UTSA alumni. We got Eric Sosa, who signed one of the Christmas balls. We've got Lynn Hickey, who signed one of the Christmas balls on there. As long as we're playing during December, we'll put our Christmas tree up.
supporters are putting it all on the line tonight, and they say they're really thankful that the city, the fans, have really continued the support over the last 10 years. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's take it outside right now. Here is a live view of our south side live cam. Those lights looking mighty pretty in the sky today. 73 degrees right now.
Yeah, you can see the orange and the blue there off in the distance for the Alamo Dome. A guy who likes the word rowdy?
Yeah, I do. I don't use it much on air, but I use it often behind the scenes. Oh, that's rowdy. That's going to be rowdy. Rowdy scene there tonight, that's for sure. I've used it with hail before, okay? I'll give it that weather-wise, meteorologically. I reserve it for some of those storms. 65 this morning. That's 20 degrees above average. This afternoon, we made it to 80 degrees. And one part of our area actually broke a record high. We'll get into that later. 79 Castroville, 75 Seguin, Bulverde, 73, and now 70 in Bernie. This evening, temperatures not falling off much, just gradually making our way down into the lower 60s through the night and early tomorrow morning. Sticky, muggy, get ready for some fog. We'll talk about that in our next cold front in a bit.
Christmas is around the corner. Cybercrime this time of year is always on the rise. Tonight on the Night Beat, we spoke to two cyber experts on how to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your employer.
All right, this time yesterday we had some questions. TxDOT now providing some new information on some noisy road work along Loop 1604 at Blanco Road.
Our Samuel King joins us now. And Sam, it could be weeks before neighbors there get some relief, right?
Yeah, we've been tracking this all week. As we've told you, TxDOT is expanding Loop 1604 in the north side at the Blanco Road intersection, and they've hit a wall, literally. Crews have to blast through the rock wall in that area to facilitate the expansion, which will add several new lanes, ramp improvements, and safety zones. This is a look from Sky 12 of that area. People who live nearby say the work woke them up this week and the blast rattled their windows. Actually called the non-emergency line to see what was going on. TxDOT says the controlled blasts are the most efficient way to clear the rock. And the blasts are monitored to stay within city vibration and noise guidelines. The work is estimated to continue for several weeks or maybe even a few months. So we'll continue to follow that. TxDOT says people who live in the area can get updates by logging on to www.loop1604north.com. And we have a link at our website, ksat.com/traffic. Now taking a look at traffic this evening. This is Loop 1604 Tradesman near the I-10 interchange. Slow traffic all around this evening. People getting out and about, maybe getting last minute to find a place to watch the game. If you're on I-10 coming into town, still have some major slowdowns. 39 minutes now from Loop 1604 to downtown. A lot of heavy traffic downtown, as you might expect. We'll have more on this in the next half hour, but there are some lane closures this weekend on 1604. Most of the other closures will be overnight. This is from 9 a.m. on Saturday to 3 p.m. Sunday between Stone Oak and Highway 281. You'll see some alternating closures this weekend there. We mentioned I-10, so it didn't mean to have that in there twice. Also some big delays on 35, 43 minutes now coming in from the northeast side to downtown. A crash reported there earlier near 35 and where 37 comes together. So watch out for that. And want to show you one more picture of near the Alamo Dome area. Traffic thinning out a little bit just a second ago. Some last minute people getting into the Alamo Dome. That was slowing down, but a busy night all around the city as we root on UTSA, guys.
Yeah, we hope they
good.
packed the dome tonight. Thanks, Samuel. Let's take a look outside from Sky 12. They moved from the dome over to another set of lights we love to see. The Bexar County Courthouse, the old part of the courthouse here, all lit up for the holidays. This always looks so beautiful.
Yeah,
like producer Bill said, it really does look like a gingerbread house.
Yes, it does. So it probably makes you hungry. It's 6:15 right now, 73 degrees. Here's Adam Caskey to walk us through the rest of the week.
Yes, and this weekend we're going to have, still high humidity, meaning morning fog, and even some drizzle, so some dampness the next few mornings. But I want to talk about our temperatures today. So all across our area, we hit 80 degrees, but Del Rio, 89 degrees, the high temperature. That was a record, beating the old record by 86. All right, so unseasonably hot out there, or warm, I should say. And let's take a look at the readings and talk about our temperature trend, because we do have a weak cold front headed our way, not a rowdy cold front that's going to be hitting us on Monday. Temperatures across the state, some 50s in the Panhandle and even into Oklahoma, but by and large, we're still hanging on to 70s in some parts of South and Central Texas, in the 80s. 81 Cotulla, 83 Del Rio, Laredo, 82 degrees, 70 New Braunfels and Austin, and right now Kerrville at 72 degrees. So tomorrow morning, low to mid 60s for most of us, some 50s out there, mid to upper 50s in parts of the hill country. And then by the afternoon, we do this all over again, back up right near 80 degrees for the high temperature, but into the 80s as you get closer to the Rio Grande. And we will have some morning fog as well, so take that into account if you're traveling tomorrow morning. We'll get to that in a moment here. Let's talk about our temperatures with that cold front that hits on Monday. Monday near 70 degrees, and then we'll drop down into the mid 60s by Tuesday. That's average for this time of year. But then we rebound quickly next week, well into the 70s again and even near 80 by Wednesday and Thursday. Dew points are up. You feel the stickiness outside, a little muggy out there. We're noticing it. Mid 60s for the dew point, so we notice that humidity, and that's going to lead to fog again after midnight tonight especially, and through the early morning hours tomorrow. Reduced visibility and just overall dampness again. Everything covered in the thick dew and even a little bit of drizzle coming and going. But by about 9-10 a.m. we should burn it off, and visibilities will improve, especially by the noon hour, when we'll break out into some sunshine as well. The humidity stays high through the weekend, and the first part of Monday then falls off. So if you don't like this stickiness, most of next week will be less humid and a little more comfortable out there. Not as much activity coming in from the southwest as we had last night. Over in Mexico, we had a disturbance that gave us a few showers earlier this morning. Didn't amount to much, but that disturbance off to the west isn't really going to help us out a whole lot in terms of rainfall. We could use it. I'll show you the drought monitor coming up next half hour. Nearly 50% of Texas is considered in drought, and our rain chances are only 20% Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So just these slight little chances, kind of like what we had earlier this morning. Even if you do see the rain, likely not amounting to much during that time span. So tomorrow, low 60s in the morning, fog drizzle, then sunny into the afternoon, upper 70s, light southerly wind, and then Sunday, just pretty much the same. That's the best way to put it. Saturday, Sunday, more of the same and a lot like what we had today. We get into Monday, that's the transition day with that cold front. Temperatures dropping a bit, a few showers possible, and breezy. But the humidity is gone most of next week, and really the coolest we're going to get is 47 Tuesday morning.
Monday is the rowdy cold front?
The not rowdy cold front.
Not rowdy. So we're
non-rowdy
front.
front. Yeah, not a rowdy front.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many more times can we say the word rowdy?
Ooh, let's go.
One more. Thanks, Adam.
Rowdy. Thank you. Now let's go to Larry Ramirez. All right. So usually I wouldn't want to ask you about the Spurs, but listen, they're hot right now.
Yeah, 3 in a row. They're playing with some confidence, and I feel like this young team is finally starting to figure out how to win these ball games. Now, they faced a shorthanded Blazers team last night, but still a win is a win, and Bryn Forbes was absolutely on fire off the bench, and the Dallas Cowboys defense saved the day for them at the Saints. Coming up. Led by Bryn Forbes and his 18 points off the bench, the Spurs extended their winning streak to a season-high 3 games, beating Portland 114-83 last night. The Blazers were without all-star guard Damian Lillard because of an ab injury, and the Spurs took advantage, leading from start to finish and by as many as 31 points in the fourth quarter. All 5 starters reached double digits, including Doug McDermott, who scored 16 in his first game back after missing 4 games with right knee inflammation. Now let's go back to Forbes, who scored all of his points in the second half after sitting out the entire first half. He scored 2 in the third and then 16 more in the fourth, delivering a much-needed boost when the Spurs offense started to go a bit flat.
Absolutely. That's what I've been pretty good at doing that my whole career, is just getting hot, out of nowhere. And I can make shots, I'm 42 from my career, so it's a pretty good chance the ball's going in.
Bryn's a scorer. I mean, that's what he does. He came up big for us tonight. He gave us a little spark when we needed it, and he's a great player.
Keldon and Co. are now in Cali to face the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night at 7:30. At 18-3, the Dubs are second best in the West. The top spot on the West currently belongs to the Phoenix Suns, who beat the Pistons 114-103 last night for their franchise record 18th win in a row. They won with leading scorer Devin Booker sitting on the bench with a hamstring injury. Phoenix is 19-3 and will play Golden State tonight before hosting the Spurs Monday night. Time now for a royal beatdown. The Memphis Grizzlies dropped the hammer on Oklahoma City, winning by an NBA record 73-point margin to 7. 79. Memphis' biggest lead was 78 points with 3:02 left in the game, and they were down their best player. Dallas Cowboys broke a 2-game slide and took another step in its bid to win the NFC East by beating the Saints 20. Touchdown pass to Michael Gallup in the first quarter was totally sweet, jumping high to snag the ball while keeping both feet in bounds. But it was the Cowboys' defense that really saved the day. They intercepted Saints quarterback Taysom Hill four times total, 3 times in the final 6.5 minutes of the game. It's a dream. Dak knows the D saved the day.
Credit them, as I said, that's complimentary football, and we're not doing well, and they're going out there and continuing this, getting us the ball back. They play the off. Credit this win to them. They did a great job, and that's the defense that we practice against each and every day. So I know how good they are, how talented they are, and as I said, credit them for this win.
Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence returned after missing 10 games with a fractured foot, and he showed no rest at all. He played 37 of 70 defensive snaps and had 2 total tackles, 1 quarterback hit, and 2 passes defensed. Rookie Micah Parsons was happy to have Tank back.
It felt good, high energy guy. I mean, every time you're out there, you hear him on the sidelines, you hear him on the game, kind of help you throughout the game, keep telling me to keep going, all the guys keep going. It's great to have him back. I'm glad he got his feet wet, and, it's one step forward to what he's trying to accomplish and we're trying to accomplish.
On the first snap of the fourth quarter, Parsons finally got to Hill for his only sack of the game. The boys will next play Sunday the 12th at Washington. 3 of their next 4 are against the NFC East. And in college football, UTSA is hosting Western Kentucky for the Conference USA Football Championship right now. The game is tied at 7 in the first quarter. The Hilltoppers scored first on a deep touchdown pass on their first possession, and then Frank Harris answered back on the Roadrunners' first possession, a 24-yard touchdown run. So we are tied at 7 all in the first quarter, and as soon as we go to break, I'm leaving to go to the game. Greg Simmons is going to be my driver.
All right, good stuff. All right.
About that.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him about that when we see him at 10. All right, thank you.
Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next.
So normally December's known as kind of a recess month when it comes to politics, but these aren't normal times. The primaries are months away and a bunch of races are heating up.
Joining us now to break down the political landscape as it stands now is John Taylor. He is the Political Science and Geography Chair at UTSA. Thanks so much for being here. We know that you've got a big night of football watching. You got an app open on your phone. It's a big night for UTSA. So let's talk politics just for a few minutes here. Let's start with the governor's race. We know we've got the incumbent Governor Greg Abbott in the race. He's got some Republican challengers. Then on the other side, though, we've got Beto O'Rourke, somebody who really has a lot of name recognition, a big following already. So at this point in the race, what are you paying attention to? What's something to watch?
Well, one thing we don't have to pay attention to now is Matthew McConaughey.
That's true.
From there. We can finally get rid of that speculation. It'll be interesting on at least in the Republican primary to start with, because Greg Abbott has had to kind of move further to the right, simply because of the challenges posed by Allen West and by I'm missing his name all of a sudden. The other Republican candidate. The result is that you've got those candidates putting pressure on Abbott. He's pushed certain legislation during both the regular session and in the special sessions as well, that has positioned him at least in the Republican primary. The problem is he also has to face a general election, and that's where Beto O'Rourke comes into play, because now you've got Beto O'Rourke, who after much speculation finally jumped in the race about a week and a half ago or so. The numbers suggest he's behind, but not behind by a lot. The numbers, in terms of polling numbers, anywhere between down by 9 to down by maybe 1 or 2, which means this is going to be a highly competitive race. It's going to be, and I've told my students in my Texas politics class this is going to be one of the wildest, in my opinion, one of the wildest governor's races in Texas history. It will eclipse big time what happened in 2006 with the 4-person race with Rick Perry and Kinky Friedman, among others. It's going to be incredibly expensive. It's going to be scorched earth, likely on both sides. It's going to be the national race of 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely the one to watch. We know that Beto definitely has that name recognition and lost to Ted Cruz, but only by 2 points 3 years ago. Now let's talk about the race for the Bexar County judge, because that's going to be also a big one. You've got a lot of people who are throwing their hat into that ring.
Well, so far we have Judge Sakai and Representative Minares, and we may have two others. There's speculation that former Mayor Garza may be running, and Mayor Nirenberg's chief of staff, Meza, may be running as well. What's interesting is I've not heard much, and people can email me if they want to give me an idea on the Republican side who's going to run. Because here's the thing to keep in mind: we're 10 days away from filing deadlines. So if we're going to see somebody jump in, now's the time to jump in.
Are there any of these candidates that you're looking at who we know are running right now, or those whose names are in the speculation ring, that you think would be a dramatic change for Bexar County? Because this is going to be a huge change. We have not seen anyone except for Judge Wolf in that position for 2 decades.
That's right, 2 decades. Anybody that's born after 2001 has not known a county judge in this county except Nelson Wolf. And so it is going to be a change just with a new personality. If we get somebody younger elected, I mean, it reminds me a little bit what happened in Harris County in Houston, when you end up with a younger county judge who may not be necessarily as experienced, but may provide fresh ideas and fresh approaches. It is going to be fascinating how the Democratic primary plays out, especially since, let's be blunt, Bexar County is a Democratic county. Likely, but not necessarily likely, that whoever wins the Democratic primary eventually as a nominee wins the general election and becomes the next county judge.
So now let's talk about abortion access. That's also a huge topic right now. There are a lot of moving parts with this because we have that law in Mississippi that could eventually, could affect Roe v. Wade. We don't know if the Supreme Court may just overturn it. But obviously, we in Texas have had our own legislative issues with our own laws when it comes to abortion access. How big of an impact do you think that is going to play in all of these races next year?
It can play a huge role if all of a sudden Roe versus Wade is overturned. Even if it's not completely overturned, if the Mississippi law is found to be constitutional, it means that most likely Texas SB 8, our abortion law, is constitutional. And additionally, the other provisions that have come into place since December 1st, such as essentially outlawing most medical abortions, also is in play, which means now you have an issue where you have drawn clear lines between Democrats and Republicans over the issue of pro-life, pro-choice, and it's going to, I think, ratchet up even further what is already going to be a contentious election in 2022. With the economy, with the pandemic, this is just going to be another log on the fire, as it were, and toss in some more gasoline.
You know, when President Trump was in office appointing new Supreme Court justices, there was a lot of talk about how that could be one of the most significant things that he did in his term. With the arguments we're seeing now play out in the Supreme Court, do you think we're looking at the impact of that, of any president, what they can do in terms of affecting the Supreme Court?
Absolutely, 100% correct. It is the long-term legacy of any president to get Supreme Court justices, because you're talking long-term. You're talking anywhere between 5 to, in some cases, 30 or 40 years, which means long after that president's left office, even after they're dead, they're still having an impact on the interpretation of the U.S. Constitution and interpretation of law. So you have right now a conservative majority listening to the oral arguments regarding the Mississippi case on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It seems clear that the Supreme Court is willing to make that sea change and potentially, if not completely overturn Roe versus Wade, put limitations in a way that we've not seen since the 1970s.
All right, Professor John Taylor, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you want to go back to watching the game. There you go. There you go. We were waiting for that.
Perfect. We'll let you get back to the app and some football watching. Thanks for sharing some time with us.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, taking a look at some construction to be aware of this weekend and into early next week. Course 1604 North, we've heard a lot about that. We talked about the closures there at 1604 and Blanco Road, but there will also be some closures beginning Sunday night on Blanco Road itself from Huebner to Country Club Lane south of 1604. They're doing some road work in that area also on Blanco Road, so watch out for those alternating closures there. Of course, the intersection also closed. This will resume Sunday night, so people who live in that area will get a bit of a reprieve for a couple of days from that road work, those controlled blasts there as they clear rock. But again, Sunday night at 11 through 5 a.m. that will resume, so keep that in mind. Also, this weekend between Stone Oak and 281, there'll be some alternating lane closures on Loop 1604 on the north side. Heading out to the west side, this is State Highway 151 at Loop 410. You'll see some closures in that area too as the road work on that interchange continues. Now, for what's going on this evening, some big delays here. We noticed on the southwest side of Loop 410, a 5-mile backup where you're in the red. So that's going to cause some delays and issues for you this evening. 29 minutes between Ray Ellison and Palo Alto right now. It does improve once you get past 35, but if you're on the southwest side, keep that in mind. We did have a crash there earlier this evening. Also looking at 35, this is west side 410. I put in another, so it's 17 minutes from 151 to Ray Ellison. This is 35 really quickly, still seeing some delays coming into downtown, 26 minutes from Loop 410 to downtown San Antonio. And back to 1604 near I-10, you can see the headlights there. Busy night of traffic, a lot of people on the roads this evening, guys.
All right, thanks, Samuel. Let's take a look outside with live cam. 72 degrees right now. It's been a muggy couple of days. We're ready for the weekend, though, Adam.
Yeah, that humidity, it's going to lead to more fog. It's not out there right now, but relative to this time of year, 71 degrees, and the dew point's at 64. So that's why we're really feeling that humidity and stickiness outside. Temperature's not falling off drastically. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, mid-60s tomorrow morning. We'll be in the lower 60s with that fog and reduced visibility. We'll talk more about the weekend and that pending cold front for Monday coming up.
Bad news for the people who think they can show up late to those online meetings and no one will ever notice. Your next Zoom meeting might have a new feature called attendance status to make it easier for the meeting host to see who has and who has not joined the meeting. For those folks who sign on late, their names go under a new not joined section right in the participants panel for everybody to see.
Shame, 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 right? Now, you might be thinking, I'll just say I didn't get the invite. Yeah, that's not going to work because along with your name in that not joined section is your calendar response. Now, to be fair, it's just like if you showed up to an in-person meeting late while everybody was staring at you as you awkwardly tried to sneak in and probably didn't have a place to sit, so you had to stand and everyone, yeah, very uncomfortable. By the way, that tool is still a work in progress, but this is a warning for all of us procrastinators out there.
Okay.
All right. So now let's talk about something happy and festive. You have an opportunity to get into the holiday spirit right from your home because Trinity University's music department has its annual Christmas concert at 7:30 and you could live stream it. Joy, I love that. So that's a preview of the show. Tonight's concert features the handbell ensemble, the orchestra, combined choruses, and so much more. The concert's going to be in person for the Trinity community, and it's going to be online and on demand for everyone else.
We're just delighted to be able to play for people again. We were streamed all last year. We were just having a Zoomed concert, so we're really excited to be back in person again.
So again, the concert's happening at 7:30 tonight at the Laurie Auditorium. Now for the live stream, you can visit live.trinity.edu.
That's pretty neat. You can sit at home, look at your own tree, your own decorations, listen to the music.
Drink some hot chocolate.
Yeah. Even though it's 80 degrees.
It's okay. It's outside. December, though. It's December. Right. It's all good.
It's all in the spirit of the season that counts. Maybe a little sticky and uncomfortable, but you just do it for the spirit of the season. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I just love this time of year because we get to put our KSAT Weather Authority tree up with the homemade thermometer ornaments on there.
Did you find yours?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll look a little hard. As we said, I know a guy.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you know, you can make another.
Can fix that problem.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. More fog and drizzle early tomorrow morning and basically every morning through Monday. Humid all weekend long. This stickiness is going to hang around. That's going to keep our morning temperatures well above average by about 15-20 degrees. And just even afternoon temperatures are going to be well above average. Take a look at where we are now. 71 degrees, dew point is 65. That's that mugginess and stickiness that's in the air, and we're feeling it That gentle breeze that's been coming off the Gulf of Mexico, increasing that moisture content in our air. So dew points, widespread 60s, and it's going to be that way through the weekend and early on Monday as well. But then the cold front moves in Monday, and that's going to get rid of the humidity for most of next week. Temperatures will mostly be above average, but humidity is going to drop off a bit, and we won't really be dealing with the stickiness outside the majority of next week. But we have to wait until that cold front hits on Monday. Not a very strong front, though. You look across the state, some 70s, 60s, and even in the Panhandle, 54 in Amarillo. But that's the exception. Our part of Texas here, our neck of the woods, 81 in Cotulla still, 75 in Hondo, 70 New Braunfels, 72 in Gonzales. And by tomorrow morning, we'll be near 60 in some outlying areas. I'm thinking lower 60s in and around San Antonio. Castroville at 60 in the morning, Converse 62 along with Timberwood Park, and Bernie about 59. By the afternoon, back up near 80 degrees, upper 70s, right near 80, Seguin 78, 81 Elmendorf, 80 Von Army, in Timberwood Park, a high of 77. You'll see here where the front moves in. Monday, about 70 for the afternoon high temperature, but Tuesday, back down into the mid 60s. That's actually average for this time of year. So this cold front is really just going to reset us very briefly back to seasonal averages and where we would, I guess, typically be this time of year, but then we climb back up well into the 70s Wednesday through the end of next week. So it's only a brief little cool down and reset to near average early next week. We had a few showers move through earlier this morning, little disturbance that centered off to the north of us, had some energy, moved it our way. It really didn't add up to much, a trace to maybe a few hundredths of an inch. And we could use more showers, just unfortunately we don't really have the prospects of much rain in our forecast. Now, nearly half the state is considered in drought right now, and it's starting to creep into the hill country from Val Verde County into Edwards County and just about into western Bandera County, but still the typically drier spots, or what have been the typically drier spots the past several weeks, still in drought, particularly southern Maverick County eastward to Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, Pearsall, and even now moving into Atascosa County. So tomorrow we start at 63, make it up to near 80. We'll have that morning dampness with fog and some drizzle, but it's not the kind that's going to really add up to anything. And then we get into Sunday, and it's basically a repeat performance. Morning fog, some afternoon sunshine, upper 70s near 80, still muggy and sticky. The wind kicks up on Monday because of the cold front, and we have just 20% chances of rain here and there, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
All right, Adam, thank you.
In case you missed it, coming up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
Hey there, good morning. It is Friday, December 3rd.
We know now the trial will be pushed back until next year. Barrientos Vela's trial was originally scheduled for Monday at Judge Velia Mesa's court. It's now scheduled to start Monday, January 31st.
San Antonio Fire Department arrived to the Escondido apartments on Blanco Road in 410 on the city's north side just before 2 o'clock. A little over 24 fire units battled the flames coming from a two-story apartment building. Crews say the fire started inside a laundry room on the first floor of the building. The fire quickly spreading to a storage unit upstairs.
The Omicron variant has been confirmed in at least 5 states. New York is one of them, and that's where the governor announced 5 people have tested positive. Now, those who were vaccinated are showing mild symptoms, but experts say that there's still so much that we don't know about this particular variant. Several of the people with the Omicron variant have recently traveled to South Africa, and the CDC is reminding Americans that while Omicron is a concern, the Delta variant, that's the bigger threat.
The UTSA Roadrunners would like nothing better than to top off their historic football season with a win tonight at the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, this is their first ever trip to the Conference USA Championship, and since they finished with the best record at 11-1, they get to host the big game.
Let's take you live to the Alamo Dome.
Tell you what, Abra and Sarah, by the way, who led the drive to put as many as UTSA students in the stands tonight as they could, says they raised over $100,000. That said, it should be a major home field advantage tonight when UTSA plays host to Western Kentucky.
Well, it's no McRib, but the holiday pie from McDonald's has its fans.
That looks
good. Well, Stephania, listen up. It's coming back for the holiday season. The dessert has returned to menus in select regions across the country. McDonald's has released the festive pastry for the past 10 years, but the areas of availability vary.
Okay, so fans have spotted the pies in places including Oregon, Illinois, and Texas so far this year. And the chain describes it as a mouth-watering pastry. So if you're wondering what's in it, it's vanilla custard baked in a buttery crust and topped with rainbow sprinkles. I gotta say, sounds pretty good. McDonald's says that the pie is going to be available through early January, but it's not going to be released nationwide. So let's run out to McDonald's and see if we can get one of those.
Okay, Stephanie and I have dinner plans.
Well, you might, thankfully you're not on the southwest side right now because it might be wild to get to a drive-through or anything. Still seeing some delays here on Loop 410 between Ray Ellis and Palo Alto. It'll take you 17 minutes, only 7 minutes in the other direction. Also seeing some slow traffic out on Loop 410 in Callahan.
Call me weird, Sam, Steph, and Myra, but that did not look appetizing to me. I don't know what it is about it.
Is this
pastry.
the opportunity I have to call you weird?
I was going to say, yes,
Okay.
There you go. Call me weird. It's easy to do.
You're a very lovable weird.
That's right. A rowdy weird.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thanks for watching the news at 6.
We'll see you on the night feed.
Adorkable.
Adorkable. You are adorkable.